Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Let me see who was here first. Lydia Washington, welcome to Royal Sussex. And Brenda Crane, Helen Marmon, Joyce Anderson, Carlene Beckford, Deidre Meinke, and a host of other friends and such. Hey, Black Queen. VS Speaks Royal. Lee. VS Speaks Royal Lee. I almost forgot the Lee. You leave me ND. Welcome. Brenda Lawler. Okay, Alma Andrews. Helene Ferris. Very cool. Thank you so much. Well, let's get into it, shall we? It's been raining all day. And I have just been sluggish and a bit cloudy and, low energy. Not tired, just low energy. The overcast skies, the darkness, the rumble of the thunder. And finally, I was just like, okay, let me get myself together. So here I am. I kind of look how the Duchess of Cornwall felt in that image right there. Rode hard. What's that? Rained on, rode hard, and put away wet, or something like that. That's how I felt. I said, what is this dragging feeling I have? And I swear, when I looked in the mirror, I saw that looking back at me. I'm like, now I know how she feels every day. So take a look here. King vetoes major public event for his 75th birthday. He better. Charles decides there have already been enough recent big royal occasions and wants his own celebration to be minimal and family orientated. Okay. No offense to the sovereign, but did he not see the coronation in Scotland? The idea that he wants to keep it minimal, the idea that there's been enough big occasions. Okay, to be fair, there was one huge occasion, and that was the Queen's funeral. Then there was a somewhat overly important self-indulgent situation known as the coronation. Some people call it the hat party, the coronation, and so on. And then if that wasn't enough, they decided to bring the show to Scotland and try to impress them. Well, he got a bit of a walloping by the people of Scotland. They did not seem interested at all. So I don't know what Charles is talking about, trying to keep things to a minimal. That was going to happen anyway. There's not like this big overwhelming outpouring of support for him right now anyway. So he's only trying to save face. That's what I'm trying to say, is he's only trying to save face. There was nobody, and I do mean nobody, interested. Okay, let me put it better. Let me do this then.
God save the king! Not my king! Not my king! Not my king!
He just doesn't want a repeat of that. That is why he has decided enough is enough. Or how about this one, right? Look at that. Look at how empty the streets are. This is on the Royal Mile. This is only a few blocks long. If you live, yeah. if you live in any American city or have been to one, you know what a city block looks like. And it's only a few blocks of the Royal Mile, and there was barely anybody there. It seems like half the people were protesters. So I would say that was a good reason to not. I mean, look at this. Oh, this. Half and half. Half and half. So yeah, don't bother. Sorry, Charlie. So, like I said, Charles is just afraid of being booed. That's why we've barely seen him. Most things that he goes to lately is not even mentioned on his calendar. He just shows up. There's no news coverage. All of the eggs in the county has been removed from the shelves. And speaking of the crowds, and this poor guy right here, I haven't seen him since. This Royal Protection Officer, the one that looks like he just dropped the deuce in his pants, this poor guy, I have not seen him since. So I don't know what happened to him. I feel really bad for him. I don't feel bad for Charles. I feel bad for him because this guy is just doing his job. He's there to protect the sovereign. And yeah, it is pretty sad. But Charles does not inspire much. Black Queen, he probably had to throw them drawers away because he had to throw them drawers away. And then, of course, where's Egg Boy? They still haven't found Egg Boy. So until they find the Egg Boy, of course, Charles is not interested in any public events that allows people to hide in a crowd. A crowd. He's not interested in anything like that. So, to the handful of royalists that would love to spend time watching Charles parade about, don't bet on it. B10, hi B10. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You guys, B10 is here. We love you, B10. And of course, it's not all bad. I mean, think about it. A yellow t-shirt guy might have come out. If Charles would have had an occasion like that, there would have been a run on the yellow t-shirts or a run to a yellow t-shirt, something to that effect. But yeah, so it's not all bad. And then there's this. No time to cook for friends or family. You know, Mrs. Magoo wrote this, don't you? Mrs. Magoo wrote this article. No time to cook for family and friends. Every waking moment on the spreadsheet. On a spreadsheet. And definitely no jeans. Fun-loving Camilla could be putting her feet up by now, writes Angela 11, Mrs. Magoo. But the Queen has accepted her new role for love. Queen Camilla's first year has seen her grow in confidence. This woman is 78,000 years old. Is she still finding her confidence? I would have thought she crossed that bridge when she stole somebody else's husband. That takes confidence. What do you mean, growing her confidence? Are you serious? This fossil, this old empty billfold, this unmade bed of a woman should have found her voice a long time ago. What do you mean, growing confidence? Says her biographer, but friends are astonished to see how organized she's become. What do you mean organized? She doesn't do anything. Now, as you know, the Sussex Squad Detective Agency always keeps receipts. So you look at this photo. I want you to see how they sell the propaganda. You look at this photo, I suppose the same one that Mrs. Magoo looked at. If you look at this photo, this discarded dish rag of a photo, you would think, you would think that she's looking at a spreadsheet and that she's strategizing where she can best be effective amongst these subjects of His Majesty the King. Where would my work be of most value? Oh my, as I live and breathe, or as I smoke and live or breathe or whatever, where can I spend my time where I would be of the most value for a pound for the subjects of His Majesty the King? That is not a spreadsheet. I don't know what that is. That's not a spreadsheet. It's probably a catalog of all of the jewels in the royal collection, but I'm pretty sure that's not a spreadsheet. Or maybe there's a report there citing the fact that millions of pounds worth of jewelry is missing. Have you seen it, Mom? And that's why her eyes are so big. Leg says you don't need to prepare hay. Exactly. Just chuck and eat. Thank you so much for that, Legs. So yeah, this idea that she's so busy now. Busy doing what? Busy doing what? Queen Camilla radiates beauty in a 33,000-pound brooch in her first appearance since the pandemic. That is a story from February 2023, right? So that's this year. I want you to look at that outfit, look at the earrings, and just like we count the rings on a tree, well, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Start counting. I promise you, this is the exact same outfit, the same occasion, the same everything that is listed here for, or should I say posted for August of 2023. So there's no spreadsheet in her hand. They love to find photos that will convey an idea, but you guys know that already. And by using this photo, it makes it look like she's getting down to business and she's so busy and she's got to get out there for the British people, when nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. Camilla is somewhere smoking an unfiltered cigarette and drinking some alcoholic beverage of her choice. Is the only difference between her and the Queen Mother, who barely worked as well. The only difference is the Queen Mother actually worked more than she does. And also the Queen Mother, I don't believe she was a smoker. Senzia, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday. So yeah, that was the whole idea, is that it's supposed to convey efficiency and organization and all of those other things where nothing could be further from the truth. That is a photo from, what, 6 months ago? That's a photo from 6 months ago. Queen Camilla made her first appearance today since suffering from the pandemic. The Queen Consort stepped out in Clarence House wearing a beautiful brooch. Yeah. Well, like I said, it has nothing to do with this farce that Mrs. Magoo, Angela Latrine, has made up in this story. As you guys know, Angela wrote a biography for Camilla, and so that gives her certain rights to say things and be places where otherwise her talent would have never taken her. B. Martin says, bump that where the jury's at. Exactly. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Where is the jury? That's all well and good, but we want to know where those missing pieces are. Those stolen blood diamonds from Africa. Where are they? So, yeah, you can see there, February 23rd, 2023, a Thursday, no less. Now, and then right here, as far as being busy, Camilla Parker Bowles, a lazy woman like Kate Middleton, avoids work, source claim. And you know, the sources always know what they're talking about. The idea that Camilla's busy or Kate is busy is rare and far in between. Um, Camilla's not busy. Camilla is laid up somewhere like she has been since the coronation. She's only been out a handful of times. And then, even before that, back in 2006, again, Sussex Squad Detective Agency, around the time 15 months ago when Camilla Parker Bowles was getting married to Prince of Wales, one of her relations reportedly described her as the laziest woman to be born in England in the 20th century. Now, do we have to say any more? This idea that she's so busy, you would have to find somebody that is pretty much a big liar in the first place, somebody who just makes up stuff when they feel like it. You would have to find Angela Levin to come up with something like that. And then, of course, take it to the Daily Mail so that they could put it in print. I saw that. I'm like, what? Who? Get out of here, troll. There's no such thing as Camilla is busy. Camilla does what she wants to do, which is little or nothing. When she's not boozing it up with her buddies, and when she's not regaling a bunch of racist people in the media with stories about the royal family or lies about the Sussexes, then she's not doing anything. Otherwise, fun-loving Camilla. Yeah, right. I saw that. I couldn't believe it. No time to cook for friends or family. Every waking moment on a spreadsheet. Really? And definitely no jeans. What about that ridiculous jumpsuit that she just wore? The one that looked like she was about to jump out of a Cessna. What about that? She don't have to wear jeans when she's wearing something looking like she's about to paint the family room. Did you see that jumpsuit? That big balloonist, blousey, huge jumpsuit she had on. She looked like some blue-collar worker. She looks like some tradesman that would be knocking on someone's back door. Here, love, I'm here to fix the loo. Oi, mate, I'm here to fix the loo. That's what she looked like. She certainly didn't look like a queen. I'm telling you, these people know they work my nerves. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being here for this nonsense about Camilla being so busy she doesn't have time to cook for friends. Every waking moment on the spreadsheet. Now that takes a lot of imagination. You know what? Rather than sitting up here criticizing Angela Levin, I should be applauding her for her creativity. I really should, because nobody has done as much with a floral print dress as she has. No one has gotten as many miles out of that nasty wig on her head as she has. Nobody. So, yeah, you know what? I take my hat off to Angela Levin. She is very creative. I mean, she's made up something that took a lot of imagination, a lot of nerves. Every waking moment on a spreadsheet. Every waking moment on a spreadsheet. I'm too outdone. Every waking moment on the spreadsheet. I just have to keep saying that to myself so that I could believe that somebody else said that about Camilla. That's one of the only other person as lazy as she is the one standing next to her in that picture. Well, both of them just telling one another, yeah, when I get home, I'm going to order around the servants, then I'm going to go and take a nap. And do you guys remember the conversation yesterday when I was talking about Kate Middleton and those plasters on her hand? In the US, we call them Band-Aids. Well, if you notice, there's this article right there. Why does Kate Middleton wear so many plasters? And then there's this one. Fans speculate. This is from May. Fans speculate the reason Kate Middleton is regularly pictured with plasters on her hands. Duchess of Cambridge is often pictured with fabric covering on her thumb. Well, she's got her thumb. She's got the side of her hand, her ring finger. I mean, there's been several of those. Yeah, Anastasia, that was one of the things that I heard. That was one of the things I heard. So, makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder if they who plot and scheme finds life unbearable from time to time. Makes you wonder. Well, anyway, that's all I'll say about that is we just had this conversation. Now, here's another one of those made-up stories. The Princess of Raves, Kate Middleton, secretly went to upper-class 24-hour music festival at friend Rose Hanbury's nearby estate. I recall they said that Kate was going to Balmoral and the island of Mystique. That is where they were allegedly spending their vacation. That is what I read. So if something has changed for this 2 months off, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But bear in mind that Kate Middleton has fallout with glamorous best friend and tells Prince William to phase her out. That was an article by Dan Wooten. And then, of course, Richard Eden, back in 2019, Richard Eden, he said, a right royal storm in a bone china teacup. Richard K. On rumors of rivalry between the Duchess of Cambridge and Rose Cholmondeley, etc., etc. So what are the chances? What are the chances? Maybe they're sharing more than just lip gloss. I don't know. What are the chances? Alma Andrews, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Diane Hawkins says, surely there's new photos for this because what we're seeing isn't new. Exactly. And that's the point I was just about to get to. Take a look here. Now, if you ask me, this whole thing about Kate, B10, that's something to think about. The whole idea of this thing with Kate going to a concert, that sounds like a story that comes right out of a plastic cup stuck down in a paper bag with a bottle with some mystery beverage that was pulled out of that paper bag. In other words, this sounds like somebody thinks their daughter is not getting enough attention. And so while they were fooling around with their paper bag, they just concocted a story about their daughter going to a music festival. That may have been the source of the leak, if you will. But as per usual, there are no photos. Meghan Markle attends Taylor Swift. What is that? Erase tour stop in Los Angeles while Prince Harry steps out in Asia. Well, of course, if Meghan if Meghan went to a concert and everybody is supposed to believe it, and there are no photos, well, of course, Kate went to a concert and everybody's supposed to believe it, or music festival, whatever, a rave party. Everybody is supposed to believe it, although there are no photos. The photo of Kate and Rose Hansberry is an old photo. Now, I suppose that's supposed to be the estate where Rose lives. She has a pretty big house herself. But the thing is, there are no photos. That is not a new photo. As a matter of fact, they were thoughtful enough to even put Halton Hall 2016. So that was the last time that the two of them were photographed being cordial with one another. So let me ask you this. What are the chances that they are still friends, or that they are chummy enough to hang around with each other when it's been how many years since they have been photographed being cordial with one another? What are the chances that Kate actually went to her property to hang out and enjoy music when they publicly have not even acknowledged one another since 2016? I have not seen a single image of the two of them acknowledging one another since 2016. This sounds like another episode of Copy Kate Strikes Again. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Copy Kate Strikes Again. Otherwise, where is the proof? Where's the beef? Where's the beef? I think it's all to do with Meghan was supposedly at a concert, so Kate was supposedly at a concert. It's always copycat. Let me see.
Coat dress that she's.
Where is it? You know, I my favorite thing. Kate.
Meghan, because she's
Kate.
wearing.
Okay, let me find it.
This is kind of weird, and mind you, I'm not worried about these people in any way whatsoever because they are very well taken care of, but Kate has gone with the Groucho Marx eyebrow.
Okay, just had to get that out of my system. Kate. Oh, man. So, yeah, it's only because they said Meghan was at a concert. So, to try to make Kate seem more human and more relatable and less like a Stepford wife that does absolutely nothing but what she's told to do, they had to try to paint this picture of her at some type of music festival. I don't believe it. There we have it right there. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I think that's just a repeat there. Princess of Raves. Yeah, that's just the same caption from the headline. But there you go. A 24-hour music festival. Ooh, what a wild woman she is. She's stayed for well, not that she was there for 24 hours, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't buy it. After being persuaded by friends at a dinner party. Yeah, right. After being persuaded by friends at a dinner party. As if she got permission to go out. So, return of Prince Harry's off-duty philanthropist look. His look lies somewhere between Loro Piana, is that right? Suede, and Ralph Lauren preppiness. So Harry is still trending for his fashions. He has seemed to capture the imagination of men's fashion, which, you know, is not as active as women's fashions, but Harry has a great physique. His clothes always looks great on him. And apparently people have taken notice. So just today, there was another article about Harry's very casual yet smart look. Now, I guess, it does warrant taking a second look. But then again, Harry has always had a sense of, taste when it comes to clothes. It all started when he got married. It all started when he got married. Okay, his look lies somewhere between, that and that. But yeah, so, it's the shoes, the white pants, always a good look, and the button down shirt. I I don't know so much that is what he's wearing as much as the fact that he wears it very well. So I would say the shoes were like the only thing that was kind of like the surprise, the suede corduroy or whatever they called it. But otherwise, pretty typical. But yeah, Harry wears it well. And of course, this is the Silicon Valley look. The Silicon Valley, whenever those tech companies get together, wearing a crew neck shirt with a blazer seems to be a look. So this was at one of the Better Up events. Yeah, I think this was one of those Better Up events. And then, of course, there is Harry with his button-down shirt or his crew neck sweater, which I don't know if that's a sweater he has on there. Or is that just a crew neck T-shirt? But either way, yeah, he does the casual look very well. I mean, he's got a good physique. He has a great body. He's fit. He's healthy. He got a little swag when he moves. So yeah, Harry could sell some stuff. I think it's really unfortunate that he doesn't have some deal like that. But of course, I don't think it's even the fact that he's worried about what people would think, as much as he is still a prince of the realm. Meghan is still a princess of the realm, and they are not going to get into any deals like that, at least not in the near future, because it's just not what they're about. I believe that both of them take their positions and take their roles um, as they should, with a certain level of dignity and respect for their positions. And even though the tabloid media tried to paint this picture of them selling everything from hoodie sweatshirts to notebooks and all that kind of stuff, just because they made sure that no one else could do those things in their names. They took out the proper legal preventative measures, maybe a copyright or whatever, to make sure that no one could do any of that stuff. And so that protects them from someone else doing it. But of course, the tabloid media tried to make it out as though Harry and Meghan had these intentions of selling soda can cozies and baseball caps and all that kind of stuff. Well, pretty much everything that they wear sells anyway. I mean, who was expecting those shoes that Harry wore? Who was expecting those shoes to trend like that? I mean, I saw them, and to me, they just look like a shoe. But Harry's look that he had, it was just, winning. It was a winning look, and people were gravitating toward it. So it just goes to show, if that's what they chose to do at any point, if they choose something like that, then they would be very successful. But that's just not what they're about. And so, pay no attention to, well, I don't have to tell you all that. I'm preaching to the choir, but yeah, that's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, if they decided to do that, I have no doubt that they would be very successful. And I say, you know what? If it comes to that, it comes to that. But there's no plans for it in the near future. I don't think it's likely to happen, especially, it's just not. But I'm thinking of the possibilities. I'm just like, well, come on now, y'all making money for other people. But no, he's not going to do that. But if they do, but they're not. Let's see, new poll. William, best dressed in U.S., beats Satan. You know what, Legs? I'm pretty sure someone at Kensington Palace is listening to me right now, and they're going to probably call in a poll. They're going to solicit everyone from the comments section of the Daily Mail and the Sun and conduct a poll immediately. So, oh, wait, why did I bring that one up? But yeah, you're absolutely right. There will be a poll. Let there be polls. Oh, man. So, okay. Is this what I was looking for? Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. You see there? That look right there, garnered a lot of notice. That look, and of course, the one at the polo match. But this right here, that is very, very marketable. I mean, the Giorgio Armani jacket or sweater or whatever it is. And of course, the shoes, the jeans fitting just so. It's a good look. Oh, yeah. Prince Harry and a Nike contract after Invictus, I think, would be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. A special edition Invictus shoe. Yes, a special edition Invictus game shoe. Yes, that's a good idea. That's a good idea with the Invictus colors. Huh? And you know what? They could do something like that as a not-for-profit venture. You know, the shoe could raise money for the next Invictus Games or for the families. Yeah, probably for the games and the families. Yeah, they could raise money for the families by selling that shoe. I'd buy a pair. Yeah, why not? There you go. There you go. And just, you know, if nothing else, just to get under the skin of the institution, that would be perfect. But again, that's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, didn't mean to go there. There we go. That's the direction I was trying to head. This is a slide from the other day. Where to get Prince Harry's travel sneakers? I mean, people are going gaga. And of course, here's another casual yet smart look for Harry. He wears it well. What can I say? He wears it well. Yeah, there you go. And of course, our Duchess ain't so bad either. Now, that is one of their early outings right there where Meghan is wearing the coat with the navy coat with the white stripe on it, border. That is an early look of them together back in 2018? Yeah, that was back in 2018, I think. Yeah, so. And I think the one on the left, I believe that was South Africa. I think so. Yeah, there you go. All right, so America's favorite Prince Harry. America's favorite Prince Harry more than Prince William, despite Spare and Spotify backlash. So you see right here in July of 2023, it was reported that Americans favor Prince Harry. So how in the world do we make this leap where, oh my goodness, you guys, the lights just blinked. I told you it's been storming here all day. Where are you getting your information from? Oh, was it that poll where William was most popular because his competitors were Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, King Charles III, and other random names? Harry was not in that poll. They said world leaders. Now, William is not a world leader, and I would say Harry is more of a world leader than William is. As a matter of fact, didn't Time magazine have the most influential people? I don't remember William on that list. I remember Meghan and Harry were mentioned on that list. You know, you don't have to be a sovereign or president or a prime minister or any of those things to make it into a world leadership list, obviously, because they decided to put William's name in there. But William was mentioned among some pretty dodgy despots on the world stage. And so, because of the disdain that so many people have for a Donald Trump or Putin or even Charles III, because of the disdain that so many people have for them, is it any wonder that William and Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is it any wonder that they nearly tied? Yes, William was only a couple of points outside of Zelensky. Now, there's a lot of people that do not like Ukraine, that do not care for Zelensky. He's not necessarily popular. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of people who thinks that he's a bit of a grifter, or they have no sympathy for the war in Ukraine. So that's something to consider. And let me tell you who those people are. A lot of those people are a bunch of MAGA people who seem to think that Putin is a wonderful guy and they are against the war in Ukraine. Again, there are quite a few MAGA people, and I would imagine a few Brexiteers that seem to think that Putin is a good guy and they don't like Zelensky. So that is the background of the poll. The poll is not scientific. It's probably amongst the readers of whichever magazine. So I haven't talked about it before now because I really didn't care. But I decided, okay, today is the day. So I did. And of course, we all know that that poll came out. It was probably conducted at a time when they knew that they could make that one of the things that they pulled out of their behinds just in time for Harry's trip to Singapore, just in time for Harry to go to the Invictus Games, just in time for Harry to be in Japan. That is when they decided to introduce that poll because they wanted something that would take the shine off of Harry's moment. That was the whole point of it. And so I wouldn't say it was mission accomplished. Yes, it did make a 24-hour news cycle, unfortunately. I don't believe it deserved that type of attention. But, there's a soap opera going on with the British royal family. And there's a lot of people that have bought into it and are willing to click or engage with those conversations. So there you go. I would say don't give it any second thoughts. It's much to do about nothing. Why did Meghan Markle wear an anti-stress bracelet? Newcom's CEO explains. Exclusive. Hello spoke to Jim Poole, Newcom's CEO, who lifted the lid on exactly what the anti-stress device, or what the anti-stress device. All right, that's weird. But what is Newcom's biosignal processing disc? Newcom allows you to manage your mental state on demand without the need for drugs, explains Jim. From the deepest level of sleep to the highest level of intensity and everywhere in between, using complex physics, mathematics, and algorithms and a software underneath music, Newcom gently guides brainwave functions. All you need is a mobile device and headphones. So I won't say that it works or it doesn't work. I won't say that it is this or that or the other. But the last time I looked, I thought it said it cost $4. If I thought that there was something that would give me a sense of well-being and it only costs $4, I don't know why I wouldn't try it. If that's what it was. This is what was reported. We did not hear it from the Duchess herself. And of course, this was a new way to try to find something to be critical about. And this is the other thing that I want to say about that is when it's a way that they can spin the story to make it seem as though Meghan is in despair or in trouble, which was the first rendition of, oh, look, there's some new pap photos of Meghan. And then when they saw that disc and figured out what it was, then, of course, Meghan plotted for them to take this picture. She's in on it. She's probably invested in the disc in the first place, right? And then if it comes out that Meghan just had it on because she wanted to wear it, then it's going to turn back into Meghan plotted to have these paps waiting for her so that she could take attention away from Harry. She doesn't like to be, it's bad. It's really bad when you already know what the criticism is going to be. You know that, don't you? When it starts to play out and you almost can figure out word for word what they're going to say, then you know things have gone way too far. But that's it. First, she had nothing to do with it. First, she called the Paps and told her where to meet her. And then they said, oh, no, she looks so distraught and this and that. She must be in trouble. And then it turned into, oh, my goodness, she's trying to sell that device. And then it's going to change to another version of the reason why she got papped. Right? Or how about this one? Harry told them to find her so that they wouldn't notice that he had new clothes when he was in Singapore. I don't know. One is just as crazy as the next. But so that's what the thing is called the new calm. And you know me, I hope someday that they will be compensated for all of the trouble that they have caused with these pap photos, whether it's from a lawsuit or whatever. I wish they would get compensated for it because everybody else is making money, and I have a goal. My hope is that the Sussexes will be a billionaire in the next couple of years. I want them to have $1 billion fortune. I want them to be able to protect themselves and their family and do all the good in the world that they want to do, and be able to afford to keep themselves safe and comfortable whilst doing it. That's what my hope is for them. So Diane says, when a U.S. pres meets you at a roadside rest stop, a former Secret Service state UA daughter supposedly invites you, but you what is that? I'm not sure what that is. I'm sorry, was that for someone else? I wasn't sure. Lola Love says Newcom also helps with sleep. Yes, I saw that too, Lola Love. Thank you for saying that. Meghan said on a docuseries that she sometimes has problems sleeping. Yeah. And I believe in this article, I didn't include that part of it, but in the article, the CEO, Jim Poole, he said only the person who wears the disc knows why they wear it. He said it's not a one size fits all. Everyone has a different reason for wearing the disc. So that's something that should be taken into account, is everyone has their own reason for wearing a disc. It may be sleep, it may be nerves, it may be stress. It could be anything. It could just be a way to relax. Whatever is it. Recollections may vary, so the reasons may vary. Let's see. Why Don't they leave Meghan alone? Savages, of course. That's what we hope, is that they just leave her alone. I just, and I hate to sound so petty, but I just hate the idea that they are making so much money off of other people's inconvenience or misery or stress or pressure. And the subject of these stories, they don't get anything for it. They don't get anything for it, but more inconvenience, more stress. Let me see. The New York Times claims Harry and Meghan are discussed more negatively on TikTok. It's obviously that they are reporting that because William is going to New York. Well, as I told you guys, I noticed that the tabloids, amongst other news agencies and other platforms, they are all making their way to TikTok because it's a way to infect the minds of younger people. It's a way to get engagement for the other platforms that they own. And that's why so many people are on TikTok. That's why so many newspapers and so many agencies, even local television stations, they're on TikTok. They're on the YouTube Shorts. They're on Instagram. They all want to get that engagement. It is such a struggle to get people's eyes on their product, on their content, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to mention Meghan Markle. If you mention Meghan, and this is why I say I hate the idea that they're not getting any compensation for this. Meghan is not running for president, but yet she is being put under the same scrutiny as a presidential candidate. Now, when election time comes, I believe a bit of this heat is going to dissipate because there's going to be people duking it out over the presidency. So that is going to be like a pressure valve that relieves a bit of the pressure from the Sussexes. That's the only thing that is going to relieve that pressure. National disasters, the second coming, all of those things would not necessarily draw any attention away from them. So I think that the presidential election, when it really kicks into high gear, which should be by spring of next year. And let's see, the election is 2024. Yeah, so by spring of next year, things should be hot and heavy with the presidential election. And for about 6 months, people will be preoccupied with that. And so that'll take some of the pressure off. But do bear in mind that the type of scrutiny that the Sussexes are under, and even more so, the kind of scrutiny that Meghan is under, is that which is reserved for a presidential candidate. Except with a presidential candidate, you have about 2 years of that nonsense. And then, it's the honeymoon period if they win the election, or if you lose, you're all but forgotten. But for her, this has been a sustained assault for years. And that's what's so different about it. And it doesn't make any less money today for a content creator to say something negative about her than it would have a year ago or 2 years before that. It's easy. I just saw some monster today that compared Meghan to what's Will Smith's old lady's name? What's her name? That just compared her to Will Smith's wife. And I was just like, that is a clever way to get people to watch. He had to throw Meghan in there so that people would pay attention to it. And the whole idea was that Prince Harry in some way compares to Will Smith. I know. Let me say it again. In some way, Prince Harry is supposed to compare to Will Smith. They want to say that Harry has no agency over his own life. Harry has no say. This person did not ever hear, and probably wouldn't care if he heard it. He never heard Harry wanted to leave 15 years ago. He never heard that. But that's not the point. The point is, oh, actually, no, probably 20 years ago, if not longer than that. But he never heard that. But that's not the point to be accurate. The point is to be provocative and salacious. So Harry always wanting to leave didn't factor into this 30-second conversation. The whole point was it's a way to go after the woman of color. Actually, 2 women of color. He got a twofer. So 2 for the price of 1. And the whole message was, if you don't want to be that kind of man, do not find that kind of woman. Now, I believe it's comparing apples to oranges. I don't see them. And that's the first time I've ever heard someone try to make that connection between the 2 women. I don't have anything against the other one. I don't really know her that well. I can't even remember her name to save my life right now. But I really don't care because she has nothing to do with Meghan. There's nothing about them that are alike. Nothing. But in spite of that, you have someone who uses Meghan to make sure that people can hear him talking about the other one, and then give this idea about what their relationships are like. I just don't picture Meghan and yeah, I just I'll leave it at that. I just don't picture Meghan in that situation. So B. Martin says Meghan and Harry should copyright if they are going to use them, get paid. Well, they have taken the steps to copyright everything that they could, B. Martin. They did that a long time ago. And you know who else did that? Will and Kate. Will and Kate has very similar copyrights when it comes to their image and all that kind of stuff. Everything that is reasonable has already been protected. So the only difference is when it was the Sussexes doing it, there was a lot of criticism and accusations that they're trying to make some big commercial deals. But when it was the Cambridges, it was just the prudent thing to do. But thank you so much, B. Martin, and thank you for the super chat. Let me see. Me too. Cookies and cream. Me too. Thank you so much for your comment. Let me see. Strong Black women. I hate that to include someone. Some dusty black males. Yeah, B. Martin, I've been looking at the thing, 10 new indictments or something like that. Good for him. Okay, so the original room raider blue checked 2021 to 2023. Get your book here. Well, what is room raider? I have no idea. Best I can figure is that, well, let me show you. So right here, thanks for the love. Rate my Skype room. Professor Melissa Murray, who I just spoke about yesterday. Isn't that interesting? I spoke about Kate's plasters yesterday, and then that was something someone else shared today. And then this happened. I spoke about Melissa Murray yesterday, and here she has posted this about the sign in the background that we spoke about yesterday. So Room Raider Hall of Fame, top legal ego, best wall treatments, hashtag Team Meghan and Harry, 10 for 10. at Professor M. Murray. So what they're speaking about is they rate people that have like backdrops for their Zoom and Skype calls. So Melissa Murray, I've never actually seen her in studio. She usually comments on MSNBC via Skype or Zoom or Skype. Yeah, I think it's usually Skype. And so they rated her space, the background that's in her Zoom or Skype call, and they gave it a 10 out of 10 points. So her space has rated a perfect 10, as well it should. And one of the things, of course, that caught their notice was the team Meghan and Harry that you see in the background there. So she has the two spaces. That's the one that she normally uses. And then the one behind her, that's the one where you can see that photo. Oh, let me pull it down so you can see it. See it in the upper right there? You can see that image of the Duchess of Sussex that I mentioned yesterday. And I played the video yesterday. So that is what they were talking about, and how interesting that today that same topic is brought up again. So for your consideration, shall we? Yes, we shall. One more time.
Because I can't get it out of my mind. Melissa, to you first. I'm looking in the upper right hand behind you. Is that a giant picture of Meghan Markle? And I also want to know, on your pineapple pillow, what does it say?
So I think the pineapple pillow is a room raider pillow. And yes, that is a giant head of Meghan Markle.
That's fantastic. And to Jackie, you know the question coming.
So yes, love you, Melissa Murray. And you guys, just when you thought you've seen it all, I didn't know that. Now, someone said it was a dollar store, but I don't think it is a dollar store. It doesn't look like their merchandise in the background. It doesn't look like the font that they use for their price tags and such. But it looks more like a Walmart to me. But either way, you can see those foldable chair phone stands, which is really, really cool. I'm not saying that I want one. I'm just saying that it's fun. It's interesting. And it's amazing. Oh, Jada Pinkett Smith. Thank you, Ann Fu. I couldn't think of her name to save my life. Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh, my goodness. Meghan Markle and Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh, they're just so much alike, right? Not. They're their own people. They're their own individuals. They're I think that this person was trying to feed into the angry black woman trope, or the controlling, conniving black woman. That's what the point that person was trying to make about Meghan. And using Jada Pinkett Smith was, I think, a very low blow. Okay. Okay, I will. That's what's up. I will do that. I mean, sometimes I do, like when I'm in the kitchen or doing dishes or whatever, or when I'm in the Oval Office, when I'm in my Oval Office, from time to time, I could require the use of a folding chair phone stand. Absolutely. Yes, Lydia, exactly. That's that. Oh my goodness. At first I turned away, and then I'm like, it's only 30 seconds. How bad could it possibly? At that point, I got invested, and I wanted to see exactly what type of ridiculous connection was being made, and it didn't get any better. As a matter of fact, I'm angry at myself for that. And of course, I did what I've always said I do. I went quickly to the history and made sure that I got rid of it. Also, I hit that other thing that says, do not recommend this channel ever. And I promise you guys, if you do that, if you're very persistent. Clear it from your history. Do not recommend. Do that, and I promise you, those things won't show up. Like 99.999% of the time, you'll never see it again. And I can tell you, I don't see Lady C. She never pops up. Sean John or whatever that guy's name is, he never pops up. The body language guy, he never pops up. I don't see those. I don't see those. And on the odd chance that I do, I make sure that I don't click on it. Otherwise, it goes into your algorithm. And guess what? Not only does it come back to you, but you will push it off on the other squatties. So do not engage. Delete, erase, remove, and they will go away. Let them stay with the derangers. Let me see here. Sash, late to the party. To put it mildly. Deborah Bowen says, did you see the story on Oprah's Meghan friend? It's a negative story about Maui. No, you mean to tell me Meghan did something in Maui too? I mean, I know she didn't, but the way that they come up with these connections, you know what I'm saying? It's just like if they talk about the sinking of the Lusitania, next thing you know, they will try to find some kind of connection with Meghan Markle, World War II, and the Lusitania. If they talk about the Hindenburg disaster, if they talk about the eruption of Krakatoa, anything, Meghan had something to do with it. The Elgin marbles, Meghan, right? All of those things. Lindbergh baby, Meghan. Amelia Earhart's missing? Darn it, Meghan. What do we say about that? It's always Meghan. They find some kind of connection, I don't care how loose, how improbable, there's always some connection back to Meghan. I couldn't find my car keys the other day, and you know, for just a second, I was like, was I talking about Meghan before these things disappeared? So yeah, they don't run out of ways to insert her name into stuff that they know otherwise people wouldn't pay attention to. Well, you know, they used to kind of do it to Oprah. I mean, not as intense, not as prolonged, not as persistent, but Oprah has been a lightning rod for the rich. And of course, it's a twofer because not only can you go after rich people, you can go after the 1%, but you could also attack a black woman all in the same stop. I don't know why they seem to think black women are the national chew toy. It's like a free for all on black women, especially if they're rich. If you're rich, they're coming for you. I mean, it's just, that just works my last nerve. But it's true. They're always, and you know, I won't sit up here and pretend like everything that Oprah has done I approve of, but still, she deserves the respect for what she has achieved. Period. She's been very generous. I used to watch her show from 1984 for the whole 25 years until it ended. I was there. So I don't know what else to say. I remember when Oprah stepped out onto State Street. It was for, I think it was was it Thanksgiving Day or was it New Year's? I think it was New Year's Day parade. I think it was New Year's Day parade on State Street in Chicago, wearing this horrid fur coat, boots, and God knows what else. And she had this little afro, and she announced that she was taking over a local talk show called AM Chicago, and within a couple of years, it became the nationally syndicated Oprah Winfrey Show. I remember. So I go way back, but I do have my criticisms. Not that I ever share them publicly, but I do have my criticisms. But I am still very protective of her because I know where the criticism comes from. It is rooted in racism. If she was a man, they wouldn't have anything to say. And especially if she was a white man, you would never hear those types of criticisms about her. So she is like the lightning rod for all of the billionaires in Maui. Every time they bring it up, they start with her first. And then they get to the Zuckerbergs and the rest of them. But you got to start with Oprah. And if it ain't Oprah, then you got to start with Meghan. If it ain't Meghan, then you got to start with Michelle Obama. But it's got to be somebody. It's got to be a black woman first. And then you work your way out. That's got to stop. So, but yeah, so the latest thing that I've seen here was the Harriet Tubman, or as they say in as they say in Kensington Palace, Harriet Tubman. Yeah, Harriet Tubman. There's Harriet Tubman handing her ancestors, reaching out from the past to give her ancestors chairs to defend. Harriet Tubman is passing out chairs so that you can defend yourself. Thank you, Harriet. Now, one of the things that I've learned recently is Nathaniel Alexander, he invented the folding chair. Now, that's what they say. I haven't researched this myself. I'm just looking at this that keeps popping up on the social media. So, okay, there you go. It's like, as they say, history is going full circle, isn't it? History is going completely full circle. Nathan Alexander, he invented the folding chair. Well, if that's not enough, guess who has given new meaning to the folding chair? Well, good morning, fam. Have a blessed Sunday and a great start to your week ahead. I will buy God's grace. That was from someone who I just adore. And that, of course, is Dr. Shola. You guys know I love me some Dr. Shola, right? Being of a beautiful dark brown complexion doesn't begin to encapsulate who I am. Love that quote from Dr. Shola. And, of course, Dr. Shola always takes to the street in March. She'll throw up that Wakanda forever in a heartbeat. But what you don't know about Dr. Shola, what you don't know is that Dr. Shola has been so caught up in this movement with Alabama and everything that, I guess I could show you better than I could tell you. I could show you better than I could tell you. Well, there you go. Dr. Shola. Dr. Shola has gotten into the spirit of things with the folding chair. You know, when I saw that, I didn't realize, I kept seeing it on Twitter, and I'm like, wait a minute. She looks familiar, right? Yeah, yeah, so when I saw it on Twitter, I wasn't sure what to make of it. And then eventually I took a good look at that big smile and I said, Dr. Shola, is that you? And yes, it was. There was Dr. Shola getting her folding chair on. Yep. And that was our Dr. Shola getting her folding chair on. Oh, well. And with that, you guys, with that, I am going to bid you all a fond farewell and good night. Thank you so much for joining us here on Royal Sussex. Thank you to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. Thank you all for your very generous contributions to Royal Sussex. Couldn't do it without you. And also, thank you for all the likes and shares. Don't forget, we are still in the middle of a fundraiser. So when you can, if you can, however you can, whether you share it or donate, it's in the community tab. So make sure that you at least pass it on if you're not able to contribute. So love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. And our last word for today is let's see, is yeah, there you go. That's our last word of the day is the Sussex Squad fundraising campaign for Centibale 2023, which I am going to leave at the top of the chat. That is our last word for today. And I will see you all tomorrow. Love you guys. And cue the Ginger Avenger. Okay, where are we there? There we go.